You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Check it out. This is the Vevor Ultrasonic Cleaner, the 30-liter bad boy. So we're gonna throw some stuff inside this and let's see what it's got. For solution, everyone asks me what I use, and I use this ultrasonic cleaner that is specifically made for carburetors, believe it or not. But this whole thing makes 9 gallons, but I don't mix it a 1-to-1 gallon. I just, throw a few caps in there and she's ready to rock. All right, so we're almost up to temp, as you can see there, and I'm going to be throwing in these shackles that have been sitting in my garage for a while. You can see the grime is on there, it's not coming off. So let's see what the Vevor Ultrasonic Cleaner can do. All right, both of them are in there. I'm gonna turn it on, but I can't do it while on camera because the camera, it tends to muffle out the audio. So we'll go ahead and start it up and see what it looks like when it's done. And for this test, I usually do around 50 degrees Celsius, and I run it for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm gonna turn up the time to 15 minutes and let her rip. All right, so now that she's been cooking in here, let's take a look and see what's going on. So the benefit of this big basket here is you don't have to stick your hand in the scalding hot water in order to pull this thing out. So we'll pull it out like so, and let's get a paper towel and we'll clean these things off. All right, so I got this paper towel, and these things actually come apart, so I'm just going to take that off there and just give it a nice wipe down here and see what these things look like. These things were on my truck for a good amount of time, and they so they got some grime buildup, but I think I'm gonna probably sell these for someone wanting to go back to their factory settings on their vehicle or their factory ride height, and they can use these. So I'm gonna get these dried off, and then we will come back and take a look at them. All right, and here it is afterwards, and as you can see, they're still drying off, but I just give them a quick wipe down, and you can see they got their shine back, and it's not all nasty and a bunch of like grime on there. It is nice and clean. So as you can see, my hands are nice and clean, so none of that dirt or anything is coming off there. And yeah, so far this ultrasonic cleaner is doing exactly what I needed it to do. So as you can see, those bolts are now shining again, and yeah, so now I can sell these online, and maybe $100 or something, and that's $100 that the ultrasonic cleaner made me, and it'll pay for itself off this one set of shackles that are just sitting in my garage. And here's the aftermath of all that grime that just came off of those things. So now let's throw something else in here. All right, so now I got this nasty carburetor. As you can see, I'm not even gonna clean any of this dirtiness off of this thing. I'm just gonna throw it right into the ultrasonic cleaner and see what this thing can do. So we're gonna throw this carburetor. It's kind of overkill for it. I don't have any really large objects to put in there yet. But yeah, so we're just gonna throw this thing in there and let her cook. So just by sitting in there, you can see all that dirt and everything's already coming off of it. And now I'm just going to set the timer for about 10 minutes here. So I'll come down here and go down on the time. 10 minutes at 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's let her cook. All right, so I threw in another part in here. So again, we're just gonna pull this basket out. That's what I love about this thing. Let the water drip out there. And then we're going to set it on the bench, like so. And then we'll get all this grime blown off. All right, so I'm just going to blow off the debris. All right, as you can see, this carburetor for the most part is pretty clean. All this stuff is just this to be wiped off, as you can see, and this thing did a heck of a job. So let's check out the inside here. We'll remove this, and wow, you can see how shiny the inside of this carburetor is. So it went from being a disgusting carburetor to almost looking like new. So we can simply just wipe off this top part here. As you can see, it just needs to be wiped off, and this thing will look like brand new again, and we can reuse this carburetor for our next mower. Okay, a little bit of before and after for you guys. Here's the after, and this is the before. So you can see that this thing is nasty. So you can't, this stuff will not come off. It's literally stuck to it. So you could probably take a soft bristle brush and try to clean that off, but I simply just threw this thing in my parts cleaner and wiped it off when it was done. So as you can see, it's got its shine back. And this is after just a little bit of wiping down with the rag, as you saw me do. And there's your outcome. Like this top part, this is just rust here, but on the top and bottom, because that's where it goes to the leaf pack. But this other area, you can see it's nice and shiny again. So a little bit of a comparison for you guys. I simply threw this in my parts cleaner, let it do the work, wiped it off, and this is your outcome. So let me show you something else that's cool about this parts cleaner. All right, something else that is cool is that you have the drain hose here, so you can simply put your hose into a bucket, and you can simply drain it instead of picking this giant heavy thing up and putting it into or dumping it out. Simply drain it and dispose of it however you want, as long as it's chemical. It's not a harsh chemical that can't, you just got to dispose of it properly. So however you do that, it's up to you. So most of the stuff that I use is safe for the environment. So I would just put this stuff down the sink, but there you go. So easy to maintain, easy to swap out your fluid, because after a few washes and this thing doing work, you will need to flush it out. But this stuff can be reused a few times, honestly, but I'm gonna go ahead and drain it and show you guys, that you can do this. So once again, it's on my TikTok shop. Grab you one today, and I highly recommend it.